And a very good evening to you. This is Marion Harriott with Community Matters. Got an interesting programme lined up for you, so I hope you're going to stay with us and enjoy what we have for you. Right now, I've got Sean Rima in the studio with me. And those of you who might have happened to be listening a couple of years ago will remember that I talked to Sean about a previous bike ride he was doing when he went to Ulaanbaatar. And he's going to be off again in April, I think it is, but we'll find that out for sure from Sean himself. He's heading off to Russia on his bike, and the whole aim of the thing is to raise money for Temple Street Children's Hospital. So first of all, Sean, you're very, very welcome back to Community Matters.
Thank you.
So yes, you went off to Ulaanbaatar, and I don't know, did we talk to you after you came back about that trip?
No, I never got the chance afterwards.
Well, a little bit about that first then, before we go on to the next one. It would be really interesting to hear how that went and how you got on.
It was amazing. To travel across a country as big as Russia, which, dominates the world map when you look at it. And you just travel, and every city you go to, the people are different, because of course you're just travelling further and further east.
And the people's appearance is different as well. The languages are different and everything.
No, they do speak Russian, but there is dialects.
Yeah.
But the appearance, particularly as you cross the Urals and you get towards Siberia, they go from being European to Asian, and it's a marked, literally, the minute you cross over the Urals, you can see the difference in the people.
Yeah, it must have been an extraordinary journey.
It was. It has an awful lot of memories. None of them were bad. All of them are good.
That's fantastic. Because I suppose we also think of, you go back a few years and sort of crossing Russia would have been impossible. You'd have needed so many visas and so many this, that and the other, and you'd have been followed by the KGB and goodness knows what all.
Oh, yes,
but thank God things have changed.
They have done, but obviously, being European, you do stand out. People look at you. You get used to it very, very quickly. I do remember I actually stopped for coffee in a petrol station, and everybody looked at me. I couldn't work out why. It was only when I got on the bike and drove, I realised I was actually parked beside the petrol station was actually beside an Air Force base. So they probably thought I was spying on the place,
Yeah, the first time we've heard of Irish spies.
Definitely, particularly standing there, being very open about it.
Yes. But anyway, so you had a great time, obviously. You really enjoyed, and obviously huge education.
Oh, very huge. I tried to stay with as many Russian people as I could. I made an awful lot of friends. A few of them stand out particularly. One of them, which probably was the highlight, and I stay in contact with everybody I stayed with, was Albert in the city of Kurgan. I met him. I hadn't a clue what he did. And he said, I could leave his bike, because you can't leave a bike on the side of the road. It has to be put in secure parking. So he said I could leave it at his workplace. So we went to where he worked. Now, it was a nondescript building, to be honest about it. He said, you can leave my jacket and trousers and helmet inside his office. To be honest, I didn't know what he did until he opened the door. I quickly very knew what he did. He was a mortician. And you can imagine, I got the standard jokes. Yeah, your bike, nobody be seen dead on it, and the usual sort of thing. But he was an amazing man, and I stay in regular contact with him.
I think that's great, actually, that you made real friends.
I had friends whom I made contact with beforehand. A couple in Moscow, Dennis and Nadia, who kindly put me up, and Max in Novosibirsk, and that sort of thing. And you do stay in contact with them because they're interested. And the friendliness of the people is just something amazing.
And it's really what makes the journey anyway, what makes any holiday is the people. I think.
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely.
But apart from that, obviously you were doing that for Temple Street as well. Can I ask you, how much did you make?
I think it was about 2,500.
It's brilliant. And that was all from people supporting you from back home, or did people over there?
No, there was. I didn't do any fundraising over there because they don't understand the principle of charity.
Right, okay.
You know, so to them it's just you're lining your pocket, because of course that's what they think it is. They don't understand that, you know, you can help people. You know, obviously everything was controlled for them until recently.
Well, very recently, yes. So to get to the reason that you're here this evening is that you're about to do not exactly the same again, but you're going back to Russia.
Yes, I'm going. I'm calling it the half marathon simply because I'm only going halfway, and I'm going slightly differently. I'm taking what is known as the Northern Road, which heads through the city of Perm on the Ural Mountains and across into the cities of Yekaterinburg, which I think is probably totally wrong, and Irbit. Irbit is more known for motorcycle community because that's where they make the Ural motorcycles and sidecars. And I had hoped to get to see it when I was there the last time. I didn't, so I said I'm going back this time. You know, and it's already looking like it's going to be an exceptional trip.
Have you been? Are you in touch with people who are there now?
I do. I have friends who live in that area, and they've arranged for me to stay with people. I have a lad called Tyler in just outside of Irbit, who will put me up for a couple of days. I have Vladimir and Irene who will put me up as well. And, you know, it just continues. But even if you have to pull into a hotel, like, they're €15 a night. You know,
it's not going to break the bank.
No.
Yeah. So when you say you're taking the northern route, I mean, are we talking sort of? I don't know where these places are that you're mentioning. Are we talking Siberia or? Oh
well, yeah. Siberia is once you cross the Ural Mountains. You're into Siberia.
You're in Siberia then,
because you're into mainly Asia. But the northern route, there's the Trans-Siberian Highway, which goes through the cities of Ufa, Kazan, Kurgan. Then there's the other, they call it a motorway, it's like the M59. And that's sort of more north. And now there's about 300-400 kilometres in the distance between the roads.
So you took the other route the last time?
I took the easier route the last time. I'm taking the harder route.
And you'll be seeing different people, meeting different people.
Yes.
You'll be seeing different places.
Yes.
What keeps you doing this?
I just enjoy travelling. I suppose having the children grow up and that, you know, I came to it late. But I've always dreamed of visiting Russia. It was a lifelong ambition. And you know, when it finally got through, and you know, just to walk through the Kremlin, Red Square, you know, and the various other sites around Moscow, like 3 days in Moscow is enough to see one place, really.
Right. Yeah.
You know, of course, I got in when it was the 70th anniversary of the end of the war as well, so the place was amazing. You know, there was amazing displays and that on, and I went to one museum, which, to be honest, it would be the size of Clifton. There's no way of describing it. It was absolutely amazing. And an old man said to me, he said, "You're the first person from outside of Russia I have seen here." And I thought, but it's free. Why didn't anybody else go? But, you know, the only place I had any trouble was I went to the Space Museum in Moscow, and this old lady, now, to be honest, I'd seen her talking to somebody, came up to me and she said, "Foreigner, no photographs." That's all. And she kept appearing by my side.
Making sure you didn't have the camera.
Oh, yes, you know. But, you know, look, it was, you know, and the problem I had the last time was my video camera gave up. And I have another one this time, and I'm planning to do daily updates as well, you know, which I'll post online.
Yeah, so well, that's the next thing I was going to ask you about. Well, first, before that, because it is online as well. How do people, you know, sponsor you with funds?
To do it? If you go onto Facebook and look for ULAN 2015, which is ULAAN, and then the numbers 2015. There's two links. There's one that says shop, which is basically linked to the I Donate page. and then there's a direct link to iDonate. Both of those, any money given through those goes directly to Temple Street. I don't see it at all.
Well, I think people would be really, really pleased to hear that, because everybody's always a little bit suspicious.
Well, yes. The thing, when you donate, you get a letter, you get an email from me, but you also get an email from Temple Street directly themselves, so you know it's gone to them. You know.
Yeah.
Like I have been up. I've spoken to the fundraising committee at Temple Street, and they're more than happy. You know. I explained I didn't want to do cards again. Well, to be honest, it's sort of been rushed this time because I planned to go, and then I decided to do it again for Temple Street. You know, as I added the fundraising side onto it. Yeah. You know.
So from what you're saying, then, I mean, if the money goes straight there, you're not even taking your expenses out of it.
Oh no. I've been putting a little bit aside for the last little while, and anything to do with the trip is funded by me. I do think the listeners will be delighted to hear that they know that any pennies, whatever it is they give, is going directly to Temple Street Children's Hospital, which is a very, very worthwhile cause and a very worthwhile charity. I think a lot of people around here would know at least maybe of one child that's been there. You know, and they do need the support.
Oh, they do, of course. So they can go onto the Facebook page. They look at ULAN, ULAAN, 2015, and then they can go to either shop or donate.
I donate. Both links go to the same site.
Same thing. They can just donate whatever they want to.
Whatever they want. Every cent helps the hospital.
Of course,
you know,
it does, yes.
And it's just something to give back to the hospitals. You know.
Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there, Sean, but thanks very much for coming in and telling us about it. And I hope you have a really, really enjoyable journey.
Oh, I'm sure.
And fair play to you. You're going to raise money where it's much needed.
Thank you.
Thank you.